You're working harder than your parents ever did, and somehow you're broke. Not like actually broke. You have a job, you pay your bills, but there's this feeling, this quiet thing that sits in your chest, like you're running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up, and no matter how fast you move, you never get ahead. Here's what I mean. You get a raise. Finally, after a year of grinding, they bump your salary 5%, maybe 7%. You feel good for like a week, and then rent goes up, groceries cost more, your car insurance renewal notice comes in, and suddenly that raise, it's gone, like it never existed. And you start thinking, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm not disciplined enough. Maybe I'm spending too much on things I don't need. Maybe I should budget better, meal prep more, cancel subscriptions. So you do. You cut back. You track every dollar, you say no to things, and still, it feels like you're losing ground. Now, here's where it gets strange. You talk to your coworkers, different departments, different salaries, and they feel it too. You talk to your cousin in another state, different job, different life, same feeling. Your parents, they don't get it. They bought a house at 28, one income, 3 kids. They keep saying things like, just save more. We did it, why can't you? And you want to scream because you are saving, you are working, but the math doesn't math anymore. So what changed? What shifted between their world and yours? Let me ask you something. If everyone feels poorer, even people making more money than ever, what if it's not about you? What if the system itself is designed to do exactly this? Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you, it's not in any financial literacy course. It's not something your school taught you, and most people will go their entire lives never seeing it. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let me show you something simple. Imagine you have a bucket. This bucket is your paycheck. Every month, money flows in. That's your income. Now you use that money to buy things: food, rent, gas, life. But here's the weird part. The bucket stays the same size. Your paycheck, it's the same number. Maybe it goes up a little, but the things you're buying, the prices, those keep changing. So you need more water to fill the same bucket. Except you don't have more water. The bucket just keeps getting emptier faster. Now, let's say someone tells you, the bucket isn't the problem. The water is changing. What do they mean? Here's where most people stop paying attention, because this part sounds boring. But I promise you, this is the part that changes everything. The money in your pocket, it's not fixed. It doesn't stay the same. It's more like ice. And every year, it melts a little. You don't notice it melting because the number on your paycheck looks the same. $50,000 a year, $70,000 a year, whatever. The number doesn't change, but what that number can buy, that's melting. 10 years ago, $50 filled your gas tank and bought groceries for the week. Today, $50 gets you half a tank, maybe, and a few bags of groceries if you're lucky. Same number, less stuff. And here's the thing nobody tells you. This isn't an accident. This isn't bad luck. This isn't because companies are greedy. I mean, sure, some are, but that's not the root of it. The root is something much bigger, much quieter, and it's been happening for decades. Let me explain. The money you use, dollars, euros, whatever, it gets created, like out of thin air. I know that sounds insane, but stay with me. When the government needs money, let's say for a stimulus package or a war or just spending, They don't actually have that money. So what do? They borrow it from banks, from other countries, from the future. But here's the trick. When they borrow it, new money gets created. It's added to the system. More dollars in circulation, more euros, more of whatever currency. Now, you'd think, okay, more money, that's good, right? More money to go around. But no, because the amount of stuff, the actual goods, the services, the things you need to survive, that doesn't increase at the same rate. So you have more money chasing the same amount of stuff. And when that happens, prices go up. It's like, imagine there are 100 cookies and 100 people. Everyone gets one cookie. Fair. Now imagine someone adds 50 more people to the room, but there are still only 100 cookies. What happens? People start bidding, offering more. The price of cookies goes up. Not because cookies got better, not because they're rarer, but because there are more people competing for the same thing. That's what's happening to your money. More dollars, same amount of stuff, so each dollar is worth less. And you feel it every day. You just didn't have the language for it. Now, here's where it gets darker. When new money gets created, where does it go first? Does it go to you? Does it show up in your bank account? No, it goes to banks, to governments, to big corporations, to people who are already close to the money printer. They get the new money first, and they spend it while prices are still low. By the time that money trickles down to you, through paychecks, through the economy, through time, prices have already gone up. So the people at the top, they get to spend money at yesterday's prices. You get to spend money at tomorrow's prices. And that gap, that's how wealth transfers, silently, invisibly, from you to them. You're not imagining it. You're not bad with money. You're playing a game where the rules are written against you. And here's the worst part. Debt. You probably have some. Student loans, credit cards, a car payment, maybe a mortgage if you're lucky. And you think, okay, I borrowed money, I'll pay it back. Fair, but here's what they don't tell you. When you borrow money today, you have to pay it back in future money. Money that's worth less. Wait, doesn't that mean it's easier to pay off? No, because your income doesn't keep up. Your salary might go up 3% a year, but prices? They're going up 5%, 7%, sometimes more. So even though you're paying back the debt, you're getting poorer while doing it. And the system? It encourages this. Buy now, pay later. 0 interest for 12 months. Low monthly payments. It all sounds good until you realize you're not buying freedom, you're buying obligation. Every month, a piece of your paycheck goes to paying for things you bought in the past. And while you're doing that, you can't save, you can't invest, you can't build. You're stuck, treading water. And the people who designed this system, they know. They want you in debt because debt makes you predictable. Debt makes you controllable. Debt keeps you working. You can't quit your job. You can't take risks. You can't say no because you owe. And that's the system. Not evil, not a conspiracy, just designed. Designed to keep money flowing up. Designed to keep you working. Designed to make sure you never quite get ahead. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, so what do I do? And here's the thing. I'm not going to give you some miracle solution because there isn't one. Not in 20 minutes, not in a YouTube video. But here's what I will tell you. Awareness is the first step. You can't fix a problem you don't see. And most people, they never see this. They live their whole lives thinking they're the problem, that they're not smart enough, not disciplined enough, not hardworking enough. But you? Now you know. It's not you. It's the water. It's the bucket. It's the system. And once you see it, you can start making different choices. Not easy choices, but informed ones. Because the truth is, this system, it's not going away. In fact, it's getting worse. The debt is growing. The money printing is accelerating. The gap between what you earn and what things cost, it's widening. And nobody's talking about it. Not in the news, not in schools, not in the places where you'd expect to hear it. Because talking about it makes people uncomfortable. It makes them question things. And the system doesn't like questions. But you need to know. Because what's coming in the next few years, it's going to make what you're feeling now look like the easy part. I'll explain why in the next video. It's called Money is Losing Value and No One Explains Why. Because if you think it's hard now, wait until you see what happens when the melting speeds up. This channel exists for one reason: to help you see the system clearly before it makes decisions for you. Most people will ignore this. They'll keep blaming themselves, keep grinding, keep hoping it gets better. But you're not most people. You stopped scrolling. You watched this far. That means you know something's off. And if you want to understand what's really happening to your money before it's too late, subscribe. Because this conversation, we're just getting started. See you in the next one.